It's my great pleasure to welcome you to another important Menslink event. The mental health challenges for young men are significant. Navigating hurdles, pressures, and new experiences often leaves them in the need of support more than ever. Obviously, we must act because the consequences of silence is deadly. Suicide is the leading cause of death for men aged 15 to 44. On average, men who die by suicide lose 35 years of life. Despite these realities, seeking help remains difficult. For many young men, the simple act of raising a hand can feel impossible. They fear being judged, appearing weak, and being excluded.
Please welcome Barry Bois.
When you lose resilience, you start to step away from human connection because you don't want to discuss these things. You don't want to admit that you're hurt to other people. We were up to our 12th attempt of IVF. That had become very mechanical, and it's a very destructive thing to a relationship, I believe, and there's a lot of trauma involved in that as well. And now we've seen scans and we've listened to heartbeats, and we know we've got twins in there, and we are both getting a little excited. At 16 weeks, I moved back to our bedroom and I got off the lounge into the bed. And at 17 weeks, I was woken up to that scream that I was too familiar with. And I knew straight away that at 17 weeks with twins, that journey was over. I put my arms around my wife, but I don't think I gave any emotion. I didn't have anything to give. I had nothing in my body that I could give anyone because I was hating myself that much at that point. You'd think a man who's so proud of himself would have known what to do there, but I did the exact opposite of what I should have done. I didn't offer empathy or love or caring. I went further back into my shell. I avoided any contact, any contact that could provide joy to anyone. I stepped back in. I had a lot of thoughts of taking my life, and my long journey home, as I call it now, it was about 2 hours. So I'd work as late as I could, and I'd text Leonie, I've already had dinner, I've had to work hard, I'll be going straight to bed. Like, don't annoy me. This is what I said to someone who loved me more than anything in the world, and was suffering incredibly. I was just sitting there for a second, and you wouldn't believe what happened. A phone call came. The phone call was from a young chap who probably 25 years earlier was my apprentice, and I love that kid like a son. A son I didn't have. I thought to myself, I'll just say goodbye, and that'll be the last voice I hear, and I was happy with that. And I just started to wail. I couldn't talk. The emotions just started to pour out of me. And to his credit, he didn't give me a solution. He didn't tell me anything except for these words. I'll never forget them. That's why I'm here today. He just said, I'm with you. I'm with you, Baz. About 18 minutes later, his car pulled up beside me. His door opened, and he opened my door and just leaned in and held me. And he held me as tight as he could. And he said, I won't let you go. And he said, when you're ready, let's talk about it. I talk so much about bravery because back then I wasn't brave enough to share my emotions. And as we always say, you can't pour from an empty cup. And I poured that story to you guys because my cup of emotional equity is now full. And when we're mentoring, when we're listening, we listen through our ears, but we hear through our heart. And that's the beauty of the Silence is Deadly program. Mentors understanding you just need to stand up and show up for someone, and that'll give them strength. It'll give them those little micro steps to strength.
That's something that Menslink has always done. It's a model about the positivity of being a young man and about using other men to help share experiences and knowledge to help shape and support those young men as they go through life.
But I'll finish with, I'm with you, mate. Those conversations of support, it's simple, it's direct, it's eye contact, I'm with you, mate. And we don't do enough of it. Today will be maybe the beginning of doing more of it. So thank you.
Life doesn't hand us comfort, it hands us tests. You need to trust adversity to shape you, and you need to allow curiosity to drag you forward. Because everybody in the room will tell you this, those greatest peaks, those brightest lights, they're not given to you, they're earned. So what I do, and what every leader and every successful person in this room does every day of their life, is ask themselves, and we should all do this, ask yourself, how far can I stretch today? And then stretch. Thank you very much.